So I'm still on vacation, as you can tell by the lack of a fancy overlay. And, we've got nice little Opera GX over here. But whatever the case, I am still on vacation. However, that's not going to stop me from making this particular video. And it's a kind of like a fancy little follow-up. I made a video, I want to say a week or so ago, about Nicholas Deorio, the OG Destiny Jannie. All right. Now, Nicholas Deorio has a lot of daddy issues, along with a lot of cholesterol issues, but he has numerous e-daddies on the internet, one of which, and the biggest one by far, was Destiny, Stephen Bennell. Now, if you guys know anything about what's been happening over the past month or so, if you are terminally online enough and have nothing going for you, you would pretty much know every single little thing about what's happening on the Stephen Bennell front. You'll know about weird names like J Stock, his former second in command. You'll do 5 to 10 hour streams about Destiny's entire thing, or maybe you'll just chronically post archives on Kiwi Farms, which that one is the one I appreciate the most of, by the way. Whatever the case is, I like to go little by little because I have a lot of things going. So maybe we'll drop 2 more other things, such as Stephen Bennell being an idiot and thinking that he can go ahead and sue Kiwi Farms again. I don't know if this is like the second or third time he's threatened to do this, and he's like flip-flopping on them or whatever. But in regards to this, he's fighting his former East son, and his former East son, Nicholas Deorio, is fighting him. So first off, we start off with Nicholas Deorio making this nice little tweet, this powerful tweet, because we all want to know what he has to say, right? So he goes ahead and he comments on Destiny and Hassan Piker making videos on the Ethan Klein content nuke that everybody thought was revolutionary. Now, I personally did not, because this told me absolutely nothing that I didn't already know about Hassan Piker when Ethan Klein and Hassan Piker were doing their little business shenanigans and doing their little podcast. So everything that Ethan Klein had said in this content nuke bullshit is things that people had already known, and things that the people had already been telling him at the time that Ethan Klein did not care for. Now, unlike the majority of the people on the internet, I'm not going to look at other grown men as symbols of hope and justice and whatever the hell, alright? Like, I'm going to call it to you straight, tell it to you straight. Ethan Klein is a fucking poser that just got his feelings hurt and then now wants to be like some weird little self-righteous hero while maybe adding a little bit of politicalness to this entire thing, which makes it even more disgusting, but we won't get into that for this channel. Regardless of the fact, we have him going at his former friend, and I guess Destiny wanted to kind of get involved and whatever. I don't know. The point is, Deorio has like a problem with these guys doing this, which is hilarious enough because that's the exact same way most people feel about him whenever he covers something, regarding a topic that, say, he has a double standard on or has shown to be deceptive about, which happens quite often. Unfortunately, as you guys know, the corrupt ways of the world, politicians now extend to the YouTube landscape, where very much a lot of YouTubers just play as corrupt politicians. Nicholas Deorio is the prime example of the corrupt politician. I hope to get more in depth on that in the future. If you want a little bit of example of the Weasley technicalities that this slimy Weasley fuck likes to use, well, you can go ahead and check out the Jannie video that I made regarding Nick Deorio. Go ahead and check that one out. Nice little edited video. I will also be making a nice little edited video on Turkey Tom and his strange little shenanigans, because he was also not only Destiny's former lover, okay, not only Destiny's former e-son, but also has these little weird double standards of his own, And that's really what I want to do now. I just want to call out the bad faith actors in this entire place, all right? Even while I am on vacation. So anyway, Nick Deorio says just share the links with each other, blah blah blah. He's trying to take shots, and I mean, I've already told you guys this enough. As a person, once again, that dabbles with real life affairs, right? It's like I see someone that looks like Nick Deorio because unfortunately I know what he looks like, right? And I see him and I'm just like, this is the type of guy that doesn't deserve to bully other people because of what he looks like, right? I don't care if it's not the cool thing to say on the internet, it's the real thing to say. And the fact of the matter is, anytime, just like how, let me put it in perspective for you. Just like how Nick Deorio feels disgusted and wants to make this tweet because he doesn't think that Hassan and Destiny should be making these, I feel the same way when Nick Deorio tries to punch down and make fun of people. I would like to go ahead and make fun of him, right? In real life, if possible. But that's what I'm saying. Right? Me and him, we kind of see eye to eye on certain things. He seems to be a little unfair on things, right? Because when he says spineless, pathetic coward, I could think of no bigger, and I mean bigger, spineless, pathetic coward than Nick Deorio, who's so spineless and pathetic, he was scared of the YouTuber Technicals, who, by the way, ran away from me in the debate. Yeah, that happened. So, again, there's just a lot of contradictions, a lot of bullshittery here. Whatever, man. YouTube politics, you gotta really love it. You really gotta love it. So anyway, Nick Deorio continues on. He said there's a lawsuit, guys. He can't watch the video. The majority is anything about it. So he's just bitching about DGG now, which again is kind of like hilarious because he was one of the biggest DGG dick riding suckers out there. You know, he was one of the biggest Destiny dick suckers, and what? That's why, regardless of what anybody that wants to A-log Destiny or who's cool with Chud Logic or whoever, you know, regardless of what they want to say, I gotta give it to you straight. Destiny absolutely kind of cooked Deorio in this, right? At least when he pointed out that he was just gobbling on his knob for so long, you know. Now, we're gonna get into that. We will. But anyway, going ahead, and Deorio says DGG replies blindly defending their freak daddy or sickening. Again, it's kind of weird that he says this because Nick Deorio did the same thing. He was very much the same person. In fact, I'll go one step further. Nick Deorio had no issue when Destiny was wishing death on our president. He had no issue when he was laughing at the father who lost his life at the Trump rally. Nick Deorio knew about all this. He didn't give a fuck. He really didn't care. So again, these fake moral values that people want to pretend that Nick Deorio has, it's just kind of silly, you know? In a world where it's cool to go to the internet and just laugh because Jim Medicare told you that it's cool to just laugh at stupid retarded shit and not get annoyed by it. In a world like this, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just not part of. I guess I'm just old and out of touch. You know, 25, or maybe I just don't like this shit anymore. Maybe I've just like spent way too much time outside, like, you know, on like amazing trips like I'm having right now. Having this nice little coffee right here in the can. It's pretty good. Maybe I've just maybe I'm just got so used to not being like this terribly online person to where I see a blimp like Deorio, Moby Nick, right? A straight up walrus, all right? And thinking that I deserve to give this guy any respect other than a nice little internet spit, right? Not even Daddy Jim is very cool. I mean, man, I'm not going to touch that landmine because if I do, my coolness factor will go down even more. I'll have fans, quote unquote fans, that are going to turn on me like they always do. They're going to, because I can't have an individual thought, essentially. So again, I'm going to try to stick for being on that landmine, but it is kind of annoying sometimes, you know, having to limit myself like this. Anyway, continuing on. Oh, and we want to stay on topic, by the way. We want to stay on topic. Okay. So we continue on. Nick Deorio says, also, this goes without saying, I don't really care if you like my Hassan Ethan Klein coverage, if you think Destiny should still have a career as a respected political creator after what he did to Pixie. I invite you to unsubscribe, blah, 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 blah. So, there's a lot of problems with this. The main one here is that, again, he tries to lean on moral values. He's trying to act like he has any moral values. Where was this energy, this statement when, I don't know, again, Destiny was like wishing death on the president, etc., etc., you know, doing all the radical stuff that people like the bitch that Hassan Piker does. Like, yes, Hassan has done this, but so has Destiny. All right? they're very much two shades of the same coin, to an extent, at this point, right? But again, none of this shit was made by... condemned by Nick Deorio, Mr. Moral Arbiter. Not only that, but again, I don't know if people are just willingly deceptive. I'm getting that might be the case. You guys know, right? For the record, like, you guys are aware that Nicholas Deorio knew about all the stuff Destiny had done. The only thing is, he didn't bring out this allegation specifically because he didn't have the consent of the victim. Which in the President's Sunday call, he said he needs that because otherwise, well, he has no credibility to attack Destiny and his career's over. Nick's career is over. Right? You guys know that, right? You guys are aware of this fact, right? You guys are also aware of the fact that even if Pixie was quote-unquote suicidal or whatever, right? That seems to be the claim or whatever, right? That's the shield. Pixie is the shield to Nick Deorio. You know? We have to pretend we care about this random E-woman, right? That's such a weird thing to use as shield, right? Not because... What... Nick's entire thing is like he couldn't distance himself from he couldn't distance himself from Destiny because of Pixie, or because he wanted to respect Pixie or something. But it's like you were throwing out false hypotheticals about by giving Destiny the benefit of the doubt. So again, none of this really logically, factually, or accurately makes any fucking sense. So again, I have. Like, I all I can think of is that, like, it is really the whole aspect where, like, Deorio's fan base and anybody that likes him are just pure, like, you know, children. Nick just loves to harbor children for some reason. Even though he likes to call everybody else a pedophile, he's the one that loves harboring children in his community. Additionally, it just could be the lies, right? Like, his community is known to lie literally about everything. So maybe that's it. Maybe that I don't know. What I've come to realize over my time on the internet is that you people love lying. If it is to save these weird figures on the internet. I'll give you an example. I was the first one to call out Destiny. Well, one of the first, right? Because I'm sure there are other archivers that were calling him out and stuff. But you get it. I was essentially one of the people there in the front lines, calling out Destiny before it was cool. And I told you guys, this guy is shady, this guy says these fucking over-the-top radical things, like Hassan, he usually does this, he does that. You can kind of tell he's lying. And what happened? People, again, oh, you're just a hater, you're a clout chaser, you're lying, you're wrong. And then I'm proven right. What about Rekieta? Let's go back to 2018. Let's take it back. I told you this, and that about Rekieta. I told you I was right. I told you I was certain of this. I even showed you guys things. What did you do? Oh, you're a liar. You're lying. You're a hater. You just want clout. You just want to be on a show. Why are you breaking my reality of Nick Rekieta? Like, it's like you guys, like, do you understand? Like, I saw the other day, like, somebody was like, you're molding in life itself. I mean, maybe. It's just I'm tired of seeing people like you. Like, you know, the same exact idiots every day, day in and day out. Maybe that's why I'm more used to like, the trips and the IRL shit, because at least people in real life can operate on more of like a level of reality, right? I feel, than like the internet people who can like just hide more on like just certain aspects of, like, for example, I pretend I did, like, for example, like when some people were like, oh, Larix is not a lolicon, so Nick Deorio not calling him out is perfectly fine. And it's like, well, let me show you all these receipts and stuff. And what happens? People just moving on, didn't reply, didn't say anything. That's so pathetic how at every turn I always show you the truth, right? In like a sea of endless liars, right? I give you the truth. And I just get repeated pushback. Because as some retarded Norwegian once said that stands Nicholas Deorio with a mustache, your approach is not sneaky enough. It's like, fuck you. Holy shit, you guys are whatever. Listen. Anyway, going on. Let's see. We got people like this saying, "Bro, why are you acting like you care about Pixie? You hate women. You it's so cringe that you guys do the same shit." Blah 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 blah. So you were probably licking Jace Stock's balls for clout. This argument is such a bad argument, because this argument can be used against you. I don't get why this fucking guy is acting as if he's above this. Acting as if he can say this. How can he say this when he is like, he is exactly what he's bitching about right here. What he's trying to project onto this person. This is exactly what he's done. This is him. Anyway, I've spent way too much time on Moby Nick, so let's go into Tiny's response. Destiny's response. So Destiny actually says, "I just want to say how absolutely hilarious it is that you fat soy fucks were screeching and screaming how horrible and evil cancel culture is, and the Me Too shit was until innocent until proven guilty. But you're super content to take a side on this because of where the popular support is when only one side has spoken. I'll respond with more substance when I can, but I'm being attacked by people who have literally nothing to lose and everything to gain by saying whatever insane shit they can by trying to squeeze me legally privately, which puts me in the most annoying fucking spot imaginable. If you really want to show your nuts, why not attack places like Kiwi Farms, where the content is literally still being hosted and blasted to the world? Oh, because it's a scarier place to go after. Talk about cowards." There's a lot to unpack here. Oh man, this is some good coffee. I want to say, I'm keeping it 100. Destiny kind of cooks, but it's like not all the way, right? It's like mediocrely cooks. Okay, well, because he is right. Deorio's an opportunist, all right, and he very much loves to preach about this innocent till proven guilty bullshit for the most part, from what I've seen. All right, he does this where he relies on technicalities, weaselly about things, or whatever. So while Stephen Vanell is partially right on how fucking deceptive and how opportunistic Nicholas Deorio can be, because again, now Deorio's attacking him, right? Not before, when Deorio already knew Destiny was a shady motherfucker. Before, when Nick Deorio already knew Destiny was doing scuff shit. You know, the only thing is that Nick couldn't say anything, because otherwise he'd lose his career. Alright, that's pretty much it. If 28-year-old Nick Deorio, the way he looks, loses his internet career, I mean, well, he's going to end up doing exactly what he and his friends have been trying to get Boblax to do for the last month or so. So, you know. Holy shit, bro. No, seriously, a 28-year-old that looks like that lives at home with mommy and daddy and has no future, right? Other than just being with his child audience and his, legion of tipsters. I mean, come on. Really? Let's be real here, bro. Anyway, regardless, Destiny kind of capping probably too, because I see an argument to be made. It's like, he's trying to be like, oh, I didn't admit to anything, but then people are like, no, you did, because look at this you, just annoying internet shit, or whatever. I'm looking to wrap this up because I've overstayed my welcome and I want to go back to my fucking vacation. This isn't that important. They're gonna be like, you think you're above that? Yeah, I no, I don't. Now let me correct you. I don't think. I know I'm above this. Yo, I know I'm above this because one, I've never worshipped somebody like Destiny, right? And two, I've never worshipped anybody like Nick Deorio. All right. I mean, if anything, you can be like, I fell into the curse of Daddy Jim because Daddy Jim was cool, but now I think Daddy Jim's kind of not very cool. I actually think Daddy Jim might be a little out of touch, but that's my opinion. Please don't be like a fake fan and LARP in the comment section and be like, oh my god, how dare you say that about Jim? I don't like you anymore. It's like, all right, relax, bro, relax. Oh, whatever. Anyway, we go on, and I guess like the final thing to note is here's this nice little thing right here. I'll play it at the end. But I think like the final thing to note here is and the thing that caught my attention is the Kiwi Farms aspect. Not seen. Destiny had apparently made some comments about wanting to sue Kiwi Farms again. Gotta sue the Kiwi Farms, which he's probably gonna lose, and he's probably just talking out of his ass about, because I don't think he can. I think he just has this weird bipolar thing where he like says he's going to and then he doesn't, and then he praises him and then he doesn't. So I mean that's typically like the usual thing, but it's like, is it not typical really? Like, if something's gonna help you or give you the ability to destroy your enemies, of course you're gonna say nice things about it for the most part, right? And of course when they just do a 180 and they attack you and shit, yeah, of course you're gonna get upset. I mean, that's pretty realistic. So again, it is what it is, but some people I guess do it more than others. Destiny being kind of like one of those prime examples. So again, I don't know. I just think like him going and saying this thing about like attacking Kiwi Farms or trying to get his former son to go after Kiwi Farms is dumb, because here's the thing: Nick is terrified of them. Number one. Number two, Nick knows that it's in his best interest to be say positive things about them or not get mad at them or anything, because he's built up some decent rapport with the majority of them. I've seen some true and honest fans retweet him, and they're like, oh my god, Nick Deorio's so cool and based and overweight, but we don't care about that because this is the internet. Norwegian with the mustache was like, you can't say that because you don't show your face. Well, homie, I know I'm not like 500 pounds, and I don't live with my parents, so I mean, based off of that alone, I think I could talk all this shit out. And I mean, come on, everybody knows I'm sexy. Alright, relax. This is the open say, oh, you're not allowed to say you're not cool like Jim. Fuck it. Whatever. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. The last thing to know is a scarier party to go after. I mean, Nick is scared of them. Again, if I'm gonna put one more like little statement, I guess, in regards to this, like to tie it up in the Kiwi Farms section about being scared of them. You have absolutely nothing to be scared of. Like, what are you gonna do? You got some autismo fucking archivers that are gonna find your like location. Woo! They're gonna find your GPU location probably. Worst case scenario, they'll put your home there, and they'll say like the worst things about you. Maybe they'll tell a couple lies. Maybe they won't. It really depends on how much you've given them. Like, for example, if you've ever watched like if they really dislike you and you watch an anime like, I don't know, like something Lorex has, and you have their attention, they'll probably try to frame you as a pedo and be like, this person actually watched a 14-year-old high school romance with people, like shit like that. All right, at most. The only thing is, like, chances are, and I know this might be a blow to their fucking ego as a whole, or anybody that, wants to have Kiwi pride, I guess. They are kind of abysmal in the, like, again, we're talking about real world shit. Like, maybe in the internet scheme of things, they're pretty, like, kind of a significant deal. When you go outside, people aren't gonna fucking give a shit about kiwi farms. They're not gonna even know. Chances are they're gonna be, what the fuck is that? All right, like that's the reality for the most part. I'm not sure if kiwi farms has ever been in the news for anything positive other than like, that negative thing with like the Troons were trying to get rid of them and stuff. I don't know if that's ever been any revolutionary thing that's helped. I don't know if it's ever been on the news, to be frank, but I don't think it's like of the greatest importance to be like, oh my god, everybody's gonna know what this is and everybody's gonna go to it, and I don't know. I think it's kind of a niche. So there's really nothing to be worried about just based off of that. And number two, it's like, I mean, obviously, yeah, they're gonna say this, and that about you, and they're gonna maybe put your location and coordinates. I mean, maybe that's like the most extreme cases. In regards to like your first and last name, it's like, wow, Facebook was that was the original doxers then in that case, eh? And I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are like probably 20 John Smiths out there. I don't know. It's just really no reason to really be scared, unless you are just a massive fucking pussy, right? I've had people like threaten me with like, what to make? There's this stupid little tard that praises Deorio. I think he's a big deal in Kiwi Farms, maybe because he has this stupid little true and honest fan thing. His name is Spray Header. And he was like, I'm going to make a threat on you. I'm like, okay, go ahead, brother. I already got your... like, because it's, again, when you have, like, nefarious people going after you, I feel, like, justified in being, like, nefarious back. So if you want to do something to me personally, and I give this advice to anybody, if anybody does something, like, nefarious to you, just do it. Like, this Kiwi had been trying to collect my docs for a while, talking all this shit, so I found his. I haven't done anything with it. Don't have to. But I mean, I'm just saying, just grow some balls, guys. All right? That's all it is. Or don't even become a playable character in this, all right? You got to know how to deal with these hoodlums. Whatever. But yeah, there's really nothing to be afraid of. I mean, I've even told you guys, like, I hear all this bitching and complaining about Sen being, like, a liar in bad faith, and I'm like... Alright, make a thread and put all the shit that I've ever done that's horrible and bad faith, and man, I guess it's content at that point. I mean, the worst you can do is call me a pedophile like 20 times or more, like, but it's kind of a given that most people that throw that label out there on the internet nowadays, I mean, where's the credibility? It's really nowhere, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm glad I was able to give you this sage advice and wrap this up in a nice little bow, alright? We talked about Deorio, we talked about That's Tiny, and we talked about little other aspects of life. Alright, but that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video without the PNG, alright, or the VTube avatar, as I like to call it, on Beautiful Opera GX. I'm going to go back to my vacation. Just going to put this little upload out right now. But again, I'll see you in the next upload. I don't know when that's going to be. Probably not going to stream this weekend or whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But it's a nice little 30-minute upload for your viewing pleasure. So until next time, guys, have a good rest of your day. And remember, don't be a Destiny. Don't be a Deorio. Don't be a Rebard.